You've got your paperwork, you're so excited, you're about ready to retire, but then that question pops up and you think, wait, how am I actually supposed to decide how to take my pension? Why, I'm so glad you asked. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about your pension decision. Maybe this is your STRS, your SERS, your OPERS. But today, before we get into that, I have to ask you, have you subscribed to this channel? Bueller. My disclaimer before we get into this video is that this is just general advice. This video is simply made to start the discussion to help you kind of wrap your head around the different options of pensions that you can select. So with that, let's get started. For my example today, we're going to be meeting Connie. Connie is 57 years old and she's spent 35 years working as a teacher. Now she gets to finally turn in her proverbial hat and decide to retire. The issue is she's received her paperwork and now has to decide how she wants to take her pension. So Connie has been given a couple of different options for her pension payout. The first is called a single life payout. She can take her pension payout $1,700 a month every single month, but at her passing, the pension stops. The second option that Connie has is that she can do a 50% joint and survivor. During Connie's life, she will always receive that $1,500. However, if Connie were to pass away, her spouse would get half of that, so $750 a month. The third option is called the 100% joint and survivor option. The dollar amount that they get, $1,400 in this case, allows Connie to take $1,400 for her entire life, and if she passes away, her spouse would then be able to pick up that $1,400 a month and carry on. The fourth option is for Connie to take the life with 10 years certain. What this means is that as long as Connie is living, she is going to be able to have that $1,600 paycheck every single month. However, if she passes away within the first 10 years, the payout continues on until the 10 years concludes. And the fifth option available to Connie is just the lump sum payout. So in this case, Connie has $250,000 saved up in this pension. She could, in theory, cash it out entirely and not have any type of pension income. So on one hand, this decision seems pretty complicated because there's so many different options. How do I know which is the right one for me? On the other hand, there are some general principles that you can use to help decide and narrow down the options for you and your situation. If you are single, this decision is pretty simplified. You basically have two main options that are going to benefit you. The first is that single life payout, and that's going to get you the most income today in your pocket. Most likely you're going to go that route because you need a base for your retirement income. Nobody else is providing that retirement income, and it's about an 8% payout if you do the math. Taking that $1,700 a month, multiplying it by 12, and then dividing that into the $250,000 option for lump sum payout. An 8% payout is pretty fantastic, and you're not going to be finding many other options out there that are higher than that 8%. The other option is that lump sum payout. If you decide that you don't need the retirement income, that steady retirement income, because you have some other form of passive income, maybe that's real estate, maybe that's a trust that you are a beneficiary to, whatever the case is, the liquidity of that $250,000 to be able to use it for some other purpose might be of value to you. So you're basically just weighing whether you want the higher income or whether the liquidity of $250,000 means more to you in retirement. If you are married, the decision gets a little bit more complicated because in essence, you have the ability not only to provide for yourself, but also for your partner at your passing. Typically, if somebody is married, I am not encouraging them to take the single life payout, simply because the family is really depending on that income for retirement. And if something catastrophic happened where you passed away prematurely, that payment would stop, and that could severely hinder the family's ability to keep up with the bills. Now, there are some life insurance strategies you can use here, but that's for another day. So then there's two main options for the married person to have money pass on to their spouse at their passing and still have it continue on for the rest of life. And that's the 50% option or the 100% option. Typically, I tell people just to stay on the safe side. It's $100 difference, and it provides a lot more sustainability for your spouse that you're passing. So it just makes a little bit more sense to go with the 100% option over the 50% option. Again, this can vary from situation to situation. That's just kind of a general rule of thumb that I like to use. The Life with 10 Years Certain option is good to use when you think you're going to live a long time, but there's always that worry about passing away too quickly. And you want to make sure that there's at least some sort of benefit for the person who remains, but you're not necessarily concerned about providing a baseline pension long term, because maybe they have their own pretty good pension themselves. If that's the case, the Life with 10 Years Certain option can be a good one because you know that you'll get your return of capital, but at the same time, if you're living longer, you get a little bit higher of a payout. When you're married and you have the last option of the lump sum payout, the considerations you want to think about are, do you have some other source of retirement income that provides the bedrock of what you need, that covers your everyday living expenses? If yes, then maybe the liquidity of that $250,000 is more important to your retirement lifestyle that you want than the pension itself. All right, friends, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Of course, this pension decision comes with a little bit of mystery. Nobody has the crystal ball to understand what's coming at them in the future or what life changes are going to fall on their lap. But you do have quite a bit of information today that's going to help you make a very good decision with your pension. But if you need somebody to walk through that discussion with you, I'd be happy to go over that with you. Your pension in retirement becomes the foundation of your retirement livelihood, and that's why I wanted to discuss it today. Since it's a little bit different of an animal than Social Security, you have a little bit more choices, and therefore there might be some more questions. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and with all of that, I will leave you and you take care.